All right, everyone. Welcome to Let's See What Happens, episode 2, or second live ever. If this is your first time here, thanks for being with us. And if this is your second time here, thanks for coming back. So, just a little explanation about what this channel is about. It's about movies, filmmaking, and a little more than that, and movies and filmmaking. Every week we have a different uh, type of artists here to talk a little bit about their craft, about their art, and to show a little bit of their work, and of course talk about movies. So let's say welcome to our first guest. So let's see our guest. Mr. Matt Baquero. Welcome to Let's See What Happens, and thanks for being with us.
Júlio, obrigado. Como vai? Tudo bem?
Tudo bem? E obrigado a você for being here with us.
How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. So, Matt, you are a writer, director, and producer, right?
That is correct, yes.
Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started this whole creative process, I would say, maybe before high school. I was always into the arts. I always loved telling stories. When I got to high school, I kind of had a little bit of direction with teachers that wanted to kind of just tell me, okay, gather your thoughts, put together your ideas, and actually execute them and bring them to life. So in high school, I was able to do that. I continued that into college, but I was doing things like short films, music videos, and then it wasn't until afterwards when I kind of got into the professional sector where I actually learned a little bit about the business. And then fast forward to 2020 when the pandemic began, that's when I wrote the screenplay to my first feature film and financed it on my own. We went to Colombia to film the movie.
So, what was the main reason you decided to become a filmmaker?
Because I love telling stories. I before that I was really into making music. So any way that I could tell a story and have people listen to it, it's always been. I know that you as a creative as well. The most important thing is being able to find creative ways to tell stories, and so any opportunity that I had to do that, and even moving forward, any opportunity that I have to either learn the new medium or creatively express myself, I'm going to take that opportunity every single time.
That's great, Mr. Matt. And just so people know, you were born here in the United States, right?
That's
But
correct. Yes, I was born in New York. I grew up in South Florida in West Palm Beach, and my parents are both from Colombia.
and where you're located right now?
Right now, I'm in South Florida.
South Florida.
Yes,
Where's it? Miami?
close to Miami. Right at this very moment, I'm in Fort Lauderdale.
So we do have something to show here, right? It's a project that you created. Do you want to talk a little bit about this project? But
Sure.
before you do, let me just say hi to everyone here in the chat. Uh, let me see. Hi, Bruna. Great to have you here. Patricia Valilo, thanks for coming back. Eliana Valilo as well. Thanks for being here. Greenhouse Alphaville, this is my sister. Thanks for being here. Mr. Junior Bando, who is a part of this channel. Mr. Julian, let's do it. And Senorita Vivian Tedeschi, thank you, Vivian, for being here. And that's it for now. So, Mr. Matt, do you want to talk a little bit about this project?
Yes, absolutely. This project is about this film is about a young man who works at a cafe in Colombia, and he's very passionate about gastronomy. He's very passionate about languages, history. um, and he wants to do something more than just work at a cafe. He has an epiphany about moving to France and opening up his own restaurant in Paris. And so the movie follows him as he tries to make this dream come true with the backdrop of all the things that could happen in the rough neighborhood that he lives in. The movie's called San Pablo, and it's a very personal story to me because, well, first of all, I'm very close with a lot of the actors that are in this film. They're non they were non-professional actors, first time um, acting. I mean, a lot of these characters didn't. A lot of these actors never even had cameras in their face before. So for me, one of the challenges was being able to direct talent that didn't have any previous experience. But I mean, I kind of compare myself in the sense that like I was kind of just pushed into this. I pushed myself into this without having any experience on how to actually make a movie. So I kind of saw a reflection of myself through the actors.
So on this project, you were the producer, the
Yes,
writer,
and the
and the
directors.
director,
Yes, that's correct.
and you were in charge of casting all the actors.
Yeah, like I said, I financed the movie on my own as well. So we had a very limited budget. So when you have a limited budget, a lot of the things um, you have to be the one responsible. You have to take the charge yourself.
And this project, it's already out there, right?
Yes, that's correct. Thankfully, it's done really well. We've won several awards internationally as well as nationally. We've had a good deal of press here in the States as well as in Colombia, and yeah, this has just been not only a dream come true, but it's just been so beautiful to see the unraveling of how this project has gone. I've been very thankful.
So just so people know, if you like to follow Mr. Matt Journey, this is his Instagram underscore at underscore Trivian.
That's correct. Yes.
And let's have a look at the trailer. So it's an independent project, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, it was completely independent. When I wrote the screenplay, I was very excited about um, just creating it and putting it out there. That I was like, I'm not gonna worry about financing or anything. I think I have, and I think I can put together enough money to actually finance this movie on my own, especially if you go film it in Colombia.
All right, so let's see what's independent.
Vamos para Francia. Voy a montar mi propio restaurante allá. Vamos para Francia. Voy a montar mi propio restaurante allá.
Qué milagroso que mi hijo, usted que nunca pasa por estos lados.
Parce, no, pasaba por aquí a pedirle un favorcito.
Essa aí é muito fácil, aí as complica.
Rejita, muy besito, marica, muy besito, piro.
Un brindis por mi primo que se nos va para Francia, que siga saliendo adelante y que triunfe mucho.
Salud. ¿Y usted qué hace probando la mercancía sin comprarla? Marcelo, vengo de parte de Diego Quintero.
Nosotras estamos muy orgullosas de usted. Yo quiero que usted le vaya muy bien por allá en ese país y que consiga plata y que nos mande, ¿sí? Dios me lo bendiga, Juli, y lo quiero mucho. Yo.
Gracias, hermanita.
It looks great, Matt.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So so people, if you like to know where you can watch this movie, like I said before, just follow Mr. Matt at underscore Traven in Instagram. Is that a place where they can watch this movie?
Yeah,
It's out there
please.
somewhere?
Absolutely. Please get in touch with me and I'll be able to send you a link so you can watch the film. Absolutely.
That's awesome. And Senorita Vivian Tadashi, she has a question for you. So she wrote in Spanish. She say, in any moment, did you get to choose first the actors, or you create I mean, did you first chose the actors and then create the movie, or the other way around, or it's
Es una
always
muy buena
first?
pregunta. Do you want me
First
to answer it in English or Spanish?
let's stay with English because I want
Okay.
this to be like a general.
Understood, understood. Vivian, muy buena pregunta. So I had the main character, the person that was gonna play the main character in mind since before I even I started writing the screenplay. So it was a cousin of mine's boyfriend. He's a very charismatic person. He has so much life. And I knew before I even had the idea of writing a feature film, I knew that at some point I was gonna cast this guy in any project that I found fit for him. And so a lot of this movie is semi based on his life. It's semi biographical. Um, but the entire time I was writing the screenplay, I had him in mind. It wasn't until I wrote the screenplay that I called him and I said, "Hey, I have a movie. You're going to be the main character." And he's like, What are you talking about?" Like when somebody, especially that doesn't have any experience with acting, is a friend calls him and says, "Hey, you know." You're gonna be in a movie. You're gonna be the main character. They're gonna be like, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, that sounds cool. They're not gonna take it seriously. But as time went on, he knew that I was being very serious about this. I told him about the idea that I had. I told him to read the screenplay, and this kid happens to be an incredibly talented actor, despite not having any prior experience. His interpretation of the character Julian is fantastic. It's one of the things that I get the most compliments about this film is how much they were able to connect with this character. In a feature film, you have an hour and a half for the audience to fall in love with the main character, and I think that we did a really good job with this. And this was one of the goals that I set out the moment that I started writing the screenplay.
All right, that's great, Matt. We also have more questions here for you.
Yes.
Mr. Johnny Sanchez Obando is asking, why did you choose Paris as a setting for your film instead of your birthplace, New York City? Was it for a particular logistical or creative reason?
Johnny, great question. This is for both reasons. So I financing this movie on my own, I used every single resource that I had available to myself. So in this case, Julian, the not the character but the actor, they're both they have the same name. He had lived in France for about a year or two, and so he speaks French. And so anything that I had that I could use in the script, I threw it in there. Okay, he speaks French. Let me throw something of that in there. He's lived in Paris. He has an idea of the romantic feeling. He has beautiful experiences there. He can use that when he's creating the character and talking about how passionate he is to his girlfriend about moving there. He can use these visuals that he has in his mind. Perhaps someone who doesn't have any experience acting, anything that you can relate to from personal experiences, it's going to be better for you, right? So that was one of the main things. It wasn't just that, but it was I have a uncle in Colombia who has a furniture store. I have another uncle in Colombia who has a shoe store. I have another cousin that has a salon, another cousin that has an insurance company. So I started incorporating everything that I could into the script. Anything that I knew I had access to, I would incorporate it into the script. So to answer your question, Johnny, it was both a creative reason and a logistical reason.
All right, I see a lot of questions for you already here, Matt. Eliana Valilo, she's asking, did you use stunt doubles or brave actors in action?
Um, I I'm sorry. No, it was definitely it was the actors themselves performing. We're talking about young men and women that are from, I would say, neighborhoods that are very lively. They're very what's the word I'm looking for? They I'm sure, Julio, that you can relate to this, but in our home countries, people that either live in middle class or lower middle class, you could say that they have more life experience, they have more street knowledge, right? And so all these actors, I'm sorry, were so much more willing to participate in things that perhaps someone here in the States that lived a similar life to them would be like, oh well, I don't know if we could do that, and I don't know if that's legal. I don't know if, and what I mean by legal is like, oh, can I trespass into this field over here, over there? They're not going to think twice about it. They're just going to go ahead and do it.
So many rules here, right?
Yes, there's so many rules that people over there either don't care about, they just completely overlook. And another important thing that I wanted to add was that a lot of the experiences that you see in Sao Paulo are personal experiences. When I spend my summer vacations from school there, I would jump into the cañones. I would come home all dirty and just play in the fields all day. That's stuff that kids here are playing PlayStation and Xbox all day. They can't relate to it. So any past experience that I had, I wanted to incorporate that into the screenplay as well. And this is the kids like Julian are the ones that taught me about those experiences that I had.
Yeah, too much iPad and iPhones nowadays.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. So Vivian Tedeschi, she's asking, and I think you already said that, but she's asking where she can watch this movie. So I'm gonna show your Instagram again.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for your interest, Vivian. Just please message me on either Instagram, Facebook. The handle is right there. You can get in contact with me, and I'll be more than happy to show you how you can watch the film.
And Greenhouse Alphaville is asking about where does the inspiration come from? And I think you already said about that, but if you want to,
Yeah, elaborate a little bit. Yes.
Yeah.
This is a really important question because it was my personal experiences. Like I said a few minutes ago, I wouldn't have had any of these experiences had I been living here in the States all the time and have never experienced Colombia. So it's honestly really beautiful to see the completely opposite side of the spectrum of South American ways of life. They were gonna teach you everything that you're not gonna learn over here. So a lot of those influences that I got making the movie came from my experiences, my summer vacations in Colombia.
Okay, I'm back. Bruna also says that she wants to watch your movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mr.
Thank
Junior
you.
Bando, he says great. How did you feel about the final result, considering it was your debut film?
Yeah, I think that as an artist, you're always going to criticize a lot of the things that you do. I can watch the movie now. I've seen the movie 150, 200 times, probably more, and I'll think of a million things that are wrong with the movie. I think that that's very normal for any artist. Somebody may see something or may not see something, and you see a million things wrong with it. I'm very proud of this movie. It's one of the few things, I don't want to say few things, but it's one of the things that I'm just incredibly proud of showing everybody because it's so personal to me. And I think that despite the fact that we had such limited resources, there's so many things that we couldn't play with technically that I wanted to add technically that would eventually become creatively into the movie. There's so many different elements that I would have liked to have explored, but that doesn't matter because I'm very proud of what we were able to do on such a limited budget, and this being my first time doing a project like this.
But I feel that that's a beautiful thing because it makes you even more creative. Like
Yeah,
you have to be creative, to overcome those problems. You have to really show your creativity and to make it happen.
right,
So that's
right.
why I love to see projects like yours, because you really get to see people being creative.
Right, Julia, you're absolutely right, and I think that any, I think that you and any other artist can agree with me that perhaps we've been accused of being like obsessionists or perfectionists at some point in our lives, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's important to know when to, break away finally and say, okay, it is what it is. It's fine the way it is. I have another opportunity. But it's also really important. You need to be able to find the balance, right? Because you need to be able to critique yourself and say this can be so much better. And if I have the resources to make this better, I'm gonna do it every single time.
Which it's really hard to do. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
to know when to stop.
Right.
Like the
And and
projects.
and and one more thing that I wanted to add to a prior question about the inspiration for this. I want to name about three or four really important films that really um, inspired me for San Pablo. One of them is Boys in the Hood by John Singleton. Another one is La Vendedora de Rosas. It's a Colombian movie from, I think, 1997, director Victor Gaviria. Another really important movie that inspired me for San Pablo was uh, Cidade de Deus, right?
Cidade de
I
Deus.
love that. I love that movie. It's fantastic, and it's a huge, huge inspiration for San Pablo.
All right, since now you're talking about your inspirations, let's talk about movies, right?
Hmm.
You already. Okay, so just give me 1 second here. All right, I have a few questions here for you as far as your choices for movies. So, as far as audience, do you like watching movies, right?
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's my safe zone, whether I'm watching it on Netflix or Prime or being in the theater, which I feel is kind of like my sanctuary. And it's been that way since I was 3 years old, the first time I ever went to go see a movie.
Wow, and you remember that?
Yeah, I remember the movie was it was called it's called The Prince of Egypt. You know that movie?
The Prince of Egypt. I haven't seen it, but
Okay.
I've heard about it.
It's an adaptation, an animated adaptation of the book of Exodus, of Moses taking the Hebrews out of Egypt,
So it's a
like the biblical story, yes,
biblical
but
story.
but animation.
Hmm. All right,
And I
I'm gonna
was
take it.
terrified. By the way, can I add that I was terrified because I feel like I've always had an undiagnosed phobia for really loud sounds. So when you have 5.1, 7.1 surround sound, you're 3 years old, you're doing this the whole time. I was terrified. It was traumatic for me, but I think that a few years down the line, I just started loving movies, or I realized that I actually did love that experience, even though it was a little traumatic for me.
So, why do you like watching movies? What is the main reason why, as an audience, you like to watch movies? I know that's a tough question to answer, but
I don't think it's a tough question to answer. I think it's the most honest that you could possibly be if you're an artist. You like watching movies because it escapes you from reality. It shows you a different point of view. I'm gonna give you an example. The Substance, one of the nominated movies at the Academy Awards this year. It's very obvious that it was shot in Los Angeles, but you can watch a movie like The Substance. You can watch a movie like La La Land, or you can watch a movie like Heat, which are three films that couldn't be more different from one another, but they are all filmed in LA, and they give you different feels of LA. They give you completely so they're giving you different points of views, and I think that when you open your mind, you live life in a more enriching way because you get to put yourself in the shoes of other people. So we can be in the exact same place. I could be here in South Florida. We can be in Rio de Janeiro. You can be in LA, wherever the case may be. And if you're, depending on the point of view that you're seeing it, it's a completely different experience. And that's what I love about movies. I love being able to immerse myself into the film. connecting with the characters, connecting with the story, and like I said, it's an escape from reality to me. Um, and I just think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. And it's one of there's so many different ways to tell a story, so many creative ways to tell a story. It's one of my favorite ways to tell a story.
It can also change your perspective in different topics, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so if you have to say, how many movies do you watch per week, more or less?
Um, um, this week I've seen 4 movies. Last week I maybe saw one. I mean, it kind of depends on like the mood too, right? Like I wouldn't be able. I think that I can compare this to working on a creative project. There's weeks where just flat. I can't say that I'm consistent with it because I'm not, because there's just other things that happen, real world stuff. So it kind of keeps you away from the arts. But then there's other weeks where you just feel inspired. You tell yourself you're going to be a little more disciplined, and you can watch 3, 4 movies in a day, easy, easy, and you don't even feel it.
Do you prefer to watch at home, or you prefer to go to the
The
theater?
cinema, the cinema, it's not even. I don't even like comparing the two. Uh, I mean, but that being said, I didn't watch any of the nominated movies in the cinema this year, unfortunately, because I think that any movie that is held to such a high regard, I think that every single one of those films should be watched in the movies, all of them. Um, it's not even a comparison for me.
And do you have a favorite genre when you watch?
No,
You
no,
don't?
I don't have a favorite movie. I don't have a favorite genre. I don't have a favorite director. I don't have a favorite actor.
Or you just kill me for all my questions. I don't have any more questions
It's
for you because
it's a
those were my
it's
questions.
no, I don't like that because it's so definitive, and it's just like what I said about the example I gave you earlier about a city being told in different moods, different perspectives. Each filmmaker has a completely different perspective, and you get to learn from it. And I don't like to say, well, this person is more film noir, and this person is more happy. And I didn't really appreciate musicals, but he made me love musicals because of this film. It's just I don't know. It's really hard to compare.
But you don't have like me. I have like I could say like 5 or 6
Yeah,
actors
absolutely,
that I love watching on the screen. The same with
absolutely.
directors. So I'm
Yes,
gonna still ask those questions, and I know
sure,
it's hard to answer,
sure.
but whatever comes to your mind, because I know that there are a lot of them.
Right.
Uh, your top favorite movies, whatever comes to your mind.
Oh boy.
Top 5,
Man.
and I'm gonna write it down. You see, this is the cool thing about this, because we learn from you
Yeah.
and the audience, and they also learn from us.
Right. Yeah.
There's so many great movies out there that I haven't seen, and it's great to know about them.
I think I think I think that's a really nerve-wracking question because it just puts so many on the spot. And let's say, what about 6, 7, and 8? It's like, why don't they deserve to be up there? They probably do. There's just not the first movies that come to my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, I agree with you, but there's always one or two that are always there in your mind.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And then there's the movie that you find more inspiring, but perhaps you don't think it's as good as like one of the first movies that comes to your mind. So yeah, it's so many different elements, right? Okay. I'm going to say um, let's start with like any Stanley Kubrick movie. I
Okay.
don't know, Clockwork Orange.
Oh, that's a great movie. So
Um,
that's one.
to that, no, no. I'm just gonna say one. You know what? I'm gonna stick to one movie from. I'm not gonna put 2 movies of the same
Of the
director
same
in my top.
director. Okay.
Um,
But you want to stick with that one, the Clockwork
yes,
Orange?
yeah, yeah, because I think I know, and I know that you know that I know that there's other. All of his movies are pretty much right up there with that one.
My favorite part of that movie is just the beginning, the first shot of the movie. It's like,
Fantastic.
woo,
It's fantastic. Yeah.
yeah.
Um. All right. The Godfather.
The first one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the first one.
Okay, we got two.
Toy Story.
Toy Story. The first one.
That's. I just feel like they're all.
They're all good. They're all great.
Yeah, and you
The
know
Toy
what?
Story.
This doesn't mean that I think two or three is better. Maybe three, I guess. But let's just say Toy Story one. Let's just say Toy Story.
The original one. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got three.
Um. Oh man. I hope you understand how little I think, not how little I think about this question, but how much I avoid this question, that
I
like
know.
literally the first things that come to my mind is what I'm saying. Um,
It's not an easy question.
Apocalipto.
Apocalipto, Mel Gibson. All
I
right.
love Mel Gibson as a filmmaker. I think he's phenomenal.
So one more, and that's it.
Oh boy. Um, I want to say a movie that I saw recently that I absolutely loved, but you know what? I'll say Chinatown.
Chinatown.
Yeah. I was gonna say Rosemary's Baby. I'm gonna go with Chinatown.
So we got The Clockwork Orange, The Godfather, Toy Story, Apocalypto, and Chinatown.
Hmm.
Great choices. Now the next question. Patricia said, actually, before we say the next question, Patricia said she loves Moana.
Moana's a great film, and it has such a incredible soundtrack. It's a beautiful film. I remember going to see that movie with my dad in theaters a few years ago, whenever it came out.
Okay, so now your top three. I know it's also a very difficult question,
Mhm.
but your top three favorite directors.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna go with Scorsese,
Okay.
Kubrick, and oh man, this is really tough. Can I do a top five maybe?
Sure.
I wish I could do a top 20 because I just start naming them, all of my favorites. Um, I'm gonna say Spielberg, mm,
I mean, that's three already if you want to stop there.
yeah. Let's just keep it at that.
Yeah. So Martin Scorsese, Kubrick, and Spielberg.
Hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
Do you have a favorite Martin Scorsese movie, or you have a bunch
Yeah,
of
I would say Goodfellas.
Goodfellas?
I
What
would say
about
Goodfellas.
Steven Spielberg?
My favorite Steven Spielberg film. Um, it could be it could be Saving Private Ryan. It could be Schindler's List.
You have so many good movies, right?
Yeah, yeah, phenomenal movies.
All right, let's go to the next question.
Yeah.
Your top three favorite actors.
I'm gonna say Denzel Washington, Daniel Day-Lewis, and I don't know. I guess DiCaprio. I really like his films too.
Leonardo DiCaprio. What about the chat? I want to see some favorite movies there. Does anyone have a favorite movie besides Patricia? So, what is your favorite Denzel Washington movie? That's a tough one. Like me, myself, I like Training Day.
Yeah, I mean it's one of his best performances as well.
Yeah.
He's he's so good at being a bad guy. I was thinking about this the other night, like right before I went to sleep. I was thinking about another actor that was really, 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 really good at being just a really evil person that people wouldn't think of. I would say Tupac Shakur in Juice. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't seen. No.
It was his first film, and he plays like a 17-year-old thug, and he's such a terrible person in that movie, but it's so convincing. And I feel like people don't talk about how great of an actor he was. He was an incredible. I mean, I always say this, like people say, "Oh, Tupac or Biggie." I think that Biggie was a better rapper, but I think that Tupac could have been born in any other time period in history and he would have been a legend in that time period because he was just so phenomenal at everything that he did. That's just what I think.
So Alejo Dueñas, who is our editor
Mm-hmm.
for Let's See Raisha, he likes Robin Williams. Patricia, she likes Richard Gere. And Bruna Tedeschi, she likes Gladiator, the first
Yeah,
one.
Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott is fantastic as well.
All right, next question. Your top 3 favorite actress.
Top 3 favorite actress. I'm gonna say Viola Davis, Meryl Streep. Oh man, and it's crazy because there's so many actresses that I watch that I'm just like she's so fucking good at what she's doing, and she knows she's good. She knows how incredible she is. I'm
Who are you
just trying
talking
to pick.
about?
What's that?
Who are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying that there's so many that I can think of right now, but I'm trying to put one in there.
And during the meantime, what you think? Let's see the chat. Let's see what they
Okay.
like. Alejo Dueñas. 3 of my favorite movies that I can see a lot of times are Scarface, Avatar, and Avengers, the first one.
Okay.
Good choices, Alejo.
Yeah.
So we
Yes,
got Viola
definitely.
Davis, Meryl Streep.
Pacino is one of my favorite actors.
Oh,
I love him. I
oh,
love everything
Scarface.
that he's
Yeah.
done. His first film, even his first film, he plays a heroin addict in some little park in New York. It's a movie from the
Wasn't
60s.
The Godfather his first film? Because
No,
I know he was doing a lot of theater before, and they
he
got
was.
him. Yeah,
He was
and
doing theater. He did a movie, I think, in 1968, 1969, and it's like a little park. I don't even think it exists anymore. It's a tiny little park in New York, and he plays like a heroin addict, and it's fantastic.
do you remember the name of that movie?
No, I don't remember the name. I don't remember the name. So going back to the question that you asked, another actress, the third actress that I'm gonna add, oh, she's phenomenal. Nomadland, 3 Billboards, outside of.
She's a great actress, but I always forget her name. I don't know why. Dude, what's her name again?
Frances McDermott.
There you go.
She's
Always
fantastic.
always fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's really, really good. I think I might put her. No, I don't. If I'm asked to pick a top 3 or top, I don't even like putting them in order.
They're all great. Viola Davis,
Mm-hmm.
Meryl Streep, and Francis. Uh, What about the chat? Let's see. Any actress there? Any favorite actress? Mr. Junior Bando says, if life allows me, I could hire Nicole Kidman for all my films. I love her. Another great actress. Okay, so taking advantage that we're talking about these. Okay. Bruna Tedeschi, she likes Julia Roberts.
I think Bruna really likes Pretty Woman.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It's a really good movie.
Someone else likes Richard Gere here, right? Patricia. Fernanda Montenegro. Yeah, great actress from Brazil.
I think it's very unfair that I don't know why it's the American actresses that are coming to mind, but there's so many fantastic actresses from filmmakers, actors from all around the globe that they're not coming to mind at first thought, unfortunately, but there really is so much talent everywhere in the world.
And a lot of unknown talent out there too.
Yeah.
So take advantage that we're talking about this. I have this segment that's pretty much what we're doing here, but doing a ride share.
Okay.
It's called Let's See Ride Share. So let's see these weekends. Let's see ride share. Come to Let's See What Happens with the perfect fit for it. First, what is your favorite genre?
Lately, it's been like thriller.
And what is your favorite actor?
I think one of my favorites is Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves? And favorite actress?
Angela Bassett.
Favorite Keanu Reeves movie?
I kind of just I like the John Wick series.
John Wick?
Yeah, I just think it's cool. I mean, either that or freaking Matrix.
So, John Wick or Matrix?
I think John Wick more.
John Wick.
But nobody is John Wick. Cancer of this planet. We are the cure. Get me the hell out of here! Welcome to the real world.
Your favorite best-selling movie?
Favorite best-selling movie?
No, Bassett, Angela Bassett.
Oh, Angela Bassett. Oh,
Which
I'm
one?
gonna go with Akilah and the Bee. It's a movie about a spelling bee. The childhood. It was a good one.
That's correct. J-U-M-P.
Xanthosis.
Could I get some water, please?
Favorite director?
I'm gonna do David Fincher, and I'm gonna go Gone Girl. Gone Girl, he has a bunch. Gone Girl, Fight Club 7, like all of those. I feel like those are more like the thrillers that I enjoy, so I'll go with David Fincher for sure.
Have you ever do you watch foreign movies?
Foreign movies, I have like whatever foreign movies are on like Netflix. I've seen like a bunch of like international films. Yeah.
Do you usually have a favorite foreign movie?
Okay, yes, but I don't know if it's technically considered foreign. Like Call Me by Your Name. That one's it's based in Italy, but it's like it's not entirely in like Italian. It's like a mix of English, a mix of Italian.
So what do you do around here?
Read books, transcribe music, swim at the river, go out at night.
Sounds fun. All right, later.
Like any TV shows out there?
Yeah, there's a few. I feel like lately I don't watch as many TV shows. When I was younger, like Gossip Girl, stuff like that, I would be addicted to. Lately, I've been watching a show on Netflix called Your Honor. I watched The Bear, so I try. I watch a lot of reality TV.
What would you like to see in the movies that you haven't seen it yet? Or what would you like to see more?
In terms of like the movie experience or the movies themselves? Because I feel like I want to do more 4D experiences.
More 4D, and as far as story-wise, on thrillers, I guess it's like thrillers.
A little bit more thrillers. I feel like there could be a good balance of doing like more movies based on social justice without the storyline being forced, if that makes sense.
Which is happening.
Yeah, I feel like because it's just like it ends up being forced, and then like the plot doesn't end up being as good as it could be. So I feel like you could tell a story without like spoon feeding the audience, and I feel like that's kind of what I want more.
You like, is there any classical movies that you like from the 70s?
Classic horror, you said?
No, classical in general.
I mean, before that, I would say like, because I had to study in school, a lot of like Chaplin movies were good. That's probably the only thing that rings bells right now. I watched some black and white films too that have been pretty cool.
What was the last movie that you seen?
It was Twister in the theater. I would give it a 6 because I feel like this summer there hasn't been any like great movies that have been released, but out of the bunch that I have seen, that was probably one of the better ones. Like it wasn't great, but it was like worth the watch. Like I'm glad I saw it.
Dodge whatever's in there. It's big and it's moving fast. Drive. Go, go, go! Look out!
Guys, you gotta get out of here. Do you hear me?
What would you consider an overrated movie?
I feel like if I say this, I'm gonna get attacked. People are gonna come for me. But I never really, like, I understand Avatar and I get it. I just don't think I understood what other people were getting from it.
Outstanding.
Haven't gotten lost in the woods, have you?
Did you forget what team you're playing for? Strong prey on the weak, and nobody does a thing.
So Avatar is overrated. Okay.
For me.
Underrated movie.
I'm just gonna go with one of the movies I feel like I've seen this year. I really did like Challengers.
He's not in love with you.
What makes you think I want someone to be in love with me?
It's nice to see you lit up about something, even if it's my girlfriend.
Is there any movie that's about to come out that you're looking forward to? I don't know if I asked that already.
I think it's called Cuckoo or Cook something. I guess Alien. There's supposed to be a new Joker.
A movie suggestion for people who's watching you right now?
I think a really, really cool movie that I ended up liking. It's Blind Spotting. It's based in California. I think like I said, that's one of those movies where it's like, it's technically a social justice movie, but it's not like blatant about it, if that makes sense. But it also has like a good storyline for people to like follow, and there's a message from it.
You are a convicted felon, Mr. Hoskins. You are now that until proven otherwise. How? Prove otherwise at all times.
John, enough. Stop!
Don't shoot!
That's one. What are my favorite films? A movie that like actually I thought was really cool. It came out, I think it was this year. It's called Anyone But You. It's like a comedy. I don't know why I thought that one was really funny. It's kind of worth a watch. Anyone But You. It's a comedy. It's like a coming of age like type of comedy movie. I thought it was really funny. Missing. I like the format of it. It's different. It's very, very different.
That's the jerk Poopy got with when she was on her break from Jonathan.
I could never be with someone like him.
This girl's a disaster.
They're gonna ruin our wedding.
Sorry.
Please, I need your help.
The FBI doesn't have jurisdiction to investigate in Colombia.
So is there anything I can do?
The best thing you can do to help us is just wait by your phone.
Say hi, Mommy.
Hi, Junebug.
I'm not giving up on my mom.
Any independent movie that you like?
Okay, it's called Origin, worth the watch, and it wasn't like, I mean, it was released in theaters, but it wasn't like a big premiere or anything like that. It kind of went straight to video, but that one had a lot to say. It's kind of long, but that one had a lot to say.
In the story. Really inside the story. You can build a thesis that shows how all of this is linked.
Barbie was really good. If you haven't seen Barbie, you should watch Barbie.
You say you went to film school, right?
I did go to film school.
Are you still pursuing filming?
Yeah, so I kind of like leaned away from film specifically, but now I just do video production in general. So it could be music videos, it could be like concerts, it could be like it's not specifically film. It could be a podcast. I feel like out here it's probably different than in New York. I don't know.
Your favorite movie scene?
I mean, the first thing that comes to mind, honestly, probably the last scene of Call Me By Your Name, how it ends with the fireplace.
Don't give us spoilers.
Oh, sorry. Oopsie. I just thought the movie itself, the soundtrack was really good, and I just thought that was a beautiful way to conclude.
So, the end scene of
Call Me By Your Name.
Call By Your Name.
That's just the first thing that came to mind.
So if you don't mind, I'm gonna take a picture of us, and what's gonna happen to this picture is gonna go to Let's See What Happens Hall of Fame. Is that okay for you?
Let's see what happens.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna have like a board. I'm gonna put the picture right there with everyone else who was being part of.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Sure.
Smile.
You're beautiful.
Beautiful. This is the skin of the killer, Bill.
I need to find room here for the Wall of Fame. I haven't created the Wall of Fame yet, but it's coming soon. Say, Mr. Matt, what do you think about Senorita Leah's choice? Thanks, Senorita Leah, for being part of the Let's See Rideshare.
She's fantastic. She's really, really cool. And she has a lot of knowledge. It's really cool. I love the concept. I really like the concept. I have a lot of questions. How did that work? Did you set up like on a ride sharing app and you just decided to talk to a random person and they just so happen to know a lot about film? Or how did that go?
Because I also do ride share to help with my income, and I was thinking, I mean, what was the best way of doing this, and also do something that I like, which is talking about movies. So every now and then, whenever I have passengers that like to do that, I ask them if they want to be part of this segment.
Yeah. I think it's a really cool concept, and it's cool that you document everything, and the Polaroid that you took at the end is really awesome too.
Yeah, I gotta do like a Wall of Fame somewhere here and put all the pictures there. That's my.
How many have you done so far?
Oh, I've done a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm gonna show all of them here.
Absolutely.
I just want to say thanks to Aliyah for being part of the Let's See Rideshare. She was really great, and also Alejandro Dueñas, who edited this video. He did a great job. I also want to see the chat, what they think about Senorita Aliyah's choice. By the way, Bruna said she likes Charlize Theron. Patricia says she's fantastic. And Patricia also say very cultured and quick path with questions.
Yeah, I agree.
And we go to our next point, the Oscars. Let's talk a little bit about the Oscars, right? Do you watch the Oscars, Matt?
I do watch the Oscars, yes. No, I mean, I don't watch a lot of the award shows that have to do with filmmaking, but Oscars, doesn't matter where I am, I always find whatever I'm doing that day, I always set aside that time to be able to watch the Academy Awards.
All right, so let's see a few of the nominees for this year's Academy Awards. We're gonna start with Best Director. So we have here Coralie Fargeau, I hope I'm saying it right, James Mangold, Sean Baker, Joaquin Dior, Brady Colbert. So Coralie Fargeau, The Substance. This is she's from Paris, France. This is her first time being nominated as a director. And she's also the screenplay writer for this movie. Like you, Mr. Matt, she likes to write and direct. Have you seen this movie?
Yeah, it's actually one of the only few films that were nominated for Best Picture that I've actually seen.
Any thoughts about it? What do you like about it?
Apart from the superficial stuff, all pun intended, I used to be, or I have for the most part of my life been a very squeamish person. So it was a little difficult to get through, but the fact that I didn't like pass out or anything, seeing some of the more graphic scenes, just goes to show that I am getting a little bit better. No, I think the movie was I think the movie was fantastic. I thought it was really cool. This is one of the examples that I gave to you earlier about showing a different perspective of Los Angeles, which is a movie that's just appeared on film so many different times. Um, so I really appreciated the way that they showed the city, the set design, the colors, the cinematography. It's a very beautiful picture. It's very aesthetic, and I love all the small details that they incorporated. All the little elements are what make this movie shine.
Anything? I hate to ask this question, but anything that you didn't like about this movie?
Um, anything that I didn't like about the substance? I think that sometimes when people are trying to make a point, sometimes, for example, there's some of the exchange of dialogue that sometimes was a little. I feel like it was not so genuine. So, for example, Dennis
Superficial?
Quaid's character, yeah, Dennis Quaid's character. I know he's supposed to be there as like someone like an antagonist or one of the antagonists, one of the secondary antagonists. But I think that there sometimes, from a writing perspective, when you want somebody to when you want the audience to dislike somebody and they say certain things, I feel like it can be delivered in a more effective way, the dialogue at least. That's something that I noted about the movie that perhaps I wasn't incredibly fond of. Whereas there's other villains in movies where you're just like, damn it, I hate him, I hate her, but they're just so fantastic, and I understand why they're doing this, but I don't agree with it. But their delivery is incredible, and the words that are coming out of their mouths is just perfect. I had a few times during the substance that I thought they could have done a little bit better with the dialogue or how the words were being delivered.
Yeah, I think there's a great message in
Mhm.
this movie besides all the the horror part of it. But who's your favorite character in the movie?
I think my favorite character is Demi Moore's character because she's so grounded. I think she's phenomenal in this film. Um, she shows such a she's so human, so in touch with her humanity. She is pretty much us and every audience member with their insecurities, and she's just showing what she there's it's just like a storm of different emotions that we get from her, and whether it's her longing for being accepted in the world, her insecurities, her love for sharing her passion with the world, whatever the case may be, through she goes to these great lengths. She goes through suffering in order to fulfill all these things that she wants to fulfill, and I think she does such a fantastic job doing it.
Have anyone in the chat seen this movie? Let me, if you've seen it, let me know if you liked it or not. Okay, let's go to the next one. James Mangold for a complete unknown.
He's phenomenal. James Mangold is a phenomenal
He,
director.
he has
I love
done
all
a
of his
lot
work.
of great movies.
Yeah,
He's
and he's
done,
also I
yeah,
agree with
he's done Indiana Jones and Die of Destiny, Walk the Line, Ford versus Ferrari. A lot of great movies.
that.
This is his first time being nominated, though.
Really, he
Yeah,
wasn't nominated for Logan. Logan was a fantastic film.
no, not really. And he's from New York. New York.
Yeah, James Mangold is a fantastic director. He's one of those directors that can make a kind of like what Todd Phillips did with the first Joker. He got a comic book concept and he really grounded it and made it into something completely different and just hit it out of the ballpark.
Yeah, great director.
Yes.
I also was shocked that he was never nominated when I was doing the research.
Right. Yeah. I'm honestly kind of shocked too. I thought he was nominated. I think A Complete Unknown is a very fitting name. I think that before you watch the movie, you think A Complete Unknown because it was Bob Dylan showing up for the first time in a city that he had no pre. It's just someone just showing up to the city and chasing their dreams, just like most people, a complete unknown. But he's so his character and Timothy Chalamet's interpretation of Bob Dylan. It's so eclectic, just the way that Bob Dylan has managed to live his life for the past 70 years or however long he's been in the spotlight, 60-ish years. I think that it's a very fitting name, a complete unknown, because it's like, how has this guy been famous for so long? And we just know so many different versions of Bob Dylan. We don't really know what he's like, his personal life, his mood shifts, his different styles that he wants to bring out to the public. It's like, how can somebody be so famous yet so eclectic and reclusive at the same time, where we don't know that much about the person? I think it's a very fitting name for that reason.
Yeah, he seems to be a very private kind of person, right?
Yes. Yeah. Private, and as he's shown in his life, and as it's shown in the movie, it seems like he makes a really big effort to try to, oh, if this is what you think that I am, no, guess again, try this. Oh, if this is what you think I am, guess again, try
You have
this.
no idea.
Right? You have no idea. That's why I think Timothy Chalamet did a fantastic job.
Yeah, he's growing on me. This actor, he's done some great work. He's on his young career.
Yes.
What about the chat? Have anyone seen this movie? A Complete Unknown. If you've seen it, let us know. What do you think about it? Next one, Sean Baker for Anora. So Sean Baker, he's from New Jersey, here, the U.S. It's also his first time being nominated as a director. For this project, he won the Directors Guild of America Award for Outstanding Directing on a feature film. And he has also directed other movies such as Red Rocket, The Florida Project, and Tangerine. Have you seen any of his movies?
No, none of the movies that you just, no, I have not.
Yeah, I have to say, me neither. But hey, he's nominated for this one, and I've been hearing great things about this movie.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited to watch it. Yeah, hopefully I can get to it really soon.
Okay, let's go to the next one. I have no idea how to say his name. Jaco Diard for Emilia Paris. I actually seen this movie. Have you?
Jacques Audiard.
Jacques Audiard. Yeah. Have you seen Emilia Paris?
I have not seen it.
I seen it, and I have to say that I liked it. I was very how can I say? It never caught my eye when I saw the trailer, but I was like, you know what? Let me see it and see if it's really that good.
Right.
I like the production. I know there's a lot going on. A lot of problems with a lot of people. They don't like it because the way that they make, especially Mexico, look in this movie, which is that's how Hollywood does with Mexico in many of the movies. Always the same thing. They always show the problems and everything. So I understand why people, they get so upset about it. But as far as the production and acting, I think everyone did great. The cinematography is also great. So he's from France. This is also his first time being nominated as a director. he also worked in other movies, directed other movies such as the Sister Brothers, Paris 13th District, and Rust and Bone. So this is his first nomination ever for the Oscars.
Definitely
Next
want to
one.
see this movie as well.
I'm sorry?
I said I definitely want to watch this movie as well.
Yeah, I liked it. Brady Corbett, the brutalist, is from Scottsdale, Arizona, United States.
Mhm.
He won the British Award for Best Direction for this movie. He also won a Golden Globe for Best Director on a Motion Picture for this movie. Satellite Award for Best Director, also for this movie. First time being nominated as a director for the Oscars. He has worked in other projects such as Vox Lux and The Childhood of a Leader. So he's also an actor, by the way. He's a director slash actor.
Mhm.
Have you seen this movie,
No,
Matt?
no, no, no.
No.
I haven't seen any of the other films that were nominated, and this perhaps it might be one of the ones that I'm most excited to watch.
Mr. Johnny Bondo says Rust and Bones is amazing.
Mhm.
Now we go to the next category, which is Best Cinematography. We have The Brutalis, Doom Part 2, Emilia Paris, Maria, and Nosferatu. I hope I'm saying it right.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu, yeah.
Mhm.
So the first one, Low Crawley, the cinematographer for The Brutalist. He used these cameras, different cameras for this project. If you are into the technical part of it,
Yeah. At
Aricam
least,
L. I'm sorry.
at least he stuck with the Ari family, right?
Yeah, Aricam LT, Aricam ST. Let me see what the others. Aricam, I can't read it. 235 or 335. Ariflex 4 something. I have something blocking here. I can read, but those are the cameras that he used. So he's from Shrewsbury, the UK. This is his first time being nominated. He won a British award for best cinematography, and he also worked in other different movies such as White Noise, The Humans, and Shadow Kingdom. So this is a Low Crawley. Which camera did you use for your project, by the way, Matt?
I used a Blackmagic Pocket 4K.
Were you happy with it?
I was incredibly happy with it because it was the director of photography. His name is Hernan Avelino. He was trying to convince me from very early on that, well, perhaps not convinced, but he was definitely throwing that into the mix of suggestions at the very beginning, because I was trying to go for something a little more, maybe like a red camera. I even considered an Aria at one point, but he said, "Listen, the themes, the themes of this film and what you want to show, you want something gritty. You want something that can be very easily manipulated, handheld if need be. You want something that exemplifies what it is to be in the streets." And I think that this camera is a perfect fit for this film. And I think he hit the nail on the head with um with the decision to pick the
The Black Magic.
Blackmagic Pocket 4K.
Great. So next one, Greg Fraser, Doom Part 2. He's from Melbourne, Australia.
Mhm.
This is his third time being nominated for the Oscars. He won the first time in the first Doom movie.
Yeah,
He won an Oscar for the one for Best Cinematography.
yeah.
He also won a Satellite Award for Best Cinematography for this movie. He worked also with Dune, The Creator, and The Batman. Those are
Mhm.
some of his movies. So
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's
He's
busy.
fantastic. Uh, I haven't seen Dune Part Two. I saw the first Dune, and it was, I mean, cinematography were one of the things that stood out to me the most. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, I seen both, and he's also great on this one. Next one, Paul Guillaume. He's nominated for Emilia Paris. He's from France. This is his first time being nominated, and he also done other projects such as Paradise, Paris 13th District, and Adolescents.
Mhm.
So I have to say, I haven't seen any of those other movies, but I've seen this one, and the cinematography on this movie is great. Next one, Ed Latchman for Maria. He's from Morristown, New Jersey, United States. You
I
say you're from
lived
New
there.
York, right, Matt?
Yeah, I used to live in Morristown.
Morristown, New Jersey.
I actually saw a lot of. Uh, I saw. Speaking of Toy Story, when I said Toy Story earlier, I saw Toy Story 2 at the movie theater in Morristown, New Jersey.
All right, so he's from New Jersey, the United States. This is his fourth time being nominated. He never won, and he also worked as a cinematographer in Far From Heaven, Carol, and El Conde. And last but not least, Jerry Blash. Blash. He's being nominated for Nosferatu, and he also used the Arican camera for this project. Some of them, a couple of them. This is his second time being nominated. He never won. He also worked in the Lighthouse, the Northman, and Knocked at the Cabins. So this is it as far as cinematography.
Nosferatu was one of my favorite films of 2024. It was a phenomenal movie. I loved it.
Have you
There
seen
were
it?
Yes, it was incredible. I love this movie.
All right. What do you like the most about this movie? The cinematography?
No, but that's up there. I really like Robert Eggers, the director. I like all four of the movies that he's made. And I love the tone that he sets for every single one of them. Like, this is a remake of the 1922 version of Nosferatu, and I just think that he was so faithful to the original version, but he just blew it up on a much grander scale, and it's so romantic, it's so gothic, the attention to detail, the lighting, it's a and then obviously the actors, everything about this movie I absolutely adored. It was one of my most anticipated films of last year, and it delivered in every single aspect.
I haven't seen it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Next category, best adapted screenplay. So you're probably gonna like this one since you're a writer as well. First one, James Mangold, which is also the director for this movie, and Jay Cox for A Complete Unknown. So this movie it's based on the 2015 book Dylan Goes Electric. Do you know that?
I didn't know it was adapted from that. No, I didn't know.
Yeah. Next one, Conclave, screenplay by Peter Straugham, is adapted from the book of the same name by Robert Harris. Next one, Emilia Paris, screenplay by Jacques Audiard, Thomas Beidgam, Leah Maisius, and Nicholas I can't read the rest of the name. Leave something. There's something blocking here. This is inspired from the book Écoute by Boris Raisin.
Yeah.
Have you read that book?
No, I have not.
Next one, Sing Sing, screenplay by Clint Bentley, Greg Quedor, Clarence McLean, and John Divine G. Whitfield. This is also based on the Sing Sing Police by John H. Richardson and Breaking the Mummy's Code by Brent Buell. Have you seen this movie?
No, I have not.
Next one, Nico Boys, screenplay by Ramel Ross and Josie Barnes. This is based on the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel The Nico Boys by Colson Whiteheads. So this is it for the Oscars. I think we're done here. Are we? No, we still have the best original screenplay. So we have Honor, screenplay by Sean Baker, who is also the director. We have The Brutalist, which is a screenplay by Brady Corbett and Mona Fastball. So that's The Brutalist. Real Pain, screenplay by Jess Eisenberg.
Wow. I didn't know he was the screenwriter as well. That's really impressive.
And the director for this movie.
Yeah, wow. Real Pain.
September 5th. Screenplay by Moritz Binder, Tim Feldbaum, and Alex David. The Substance, screenplay by Carly Fargeau. She's also the director of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, Best Picture. We have 10 movies running for Best Picture. Doom Part 2, Anora, Wicked, Substance, Nico Boys, Conclave, The Brutalist, I'm Still Here, A Complete Unknown, and Emilia Paris. Do you have a favorite out of those 10, Matt?
Well, I've only seen 2 of these movies, but I'm really looking forward to watching the other ones.
What about the chat?
What's that?
What about the chat? Do you guys have any favorite movie to win? I think I know some of you. Sorry to cut you. What were you saying, Matt?
No. I just I want to make it a priority to watch every single one of these movies. Hopefully before the Oscars, but I've only watched 2 of these films so far.
So let's see. Let's compare. Anora. So Anora has six Oscars nominations. He has a Metascore of 91 for the critic reviews and 6.8 out of 10 from the audience. On Letterboxd has a 4 stars out of 5, and on Rotten Tomatoes 93% from the critics, 89% from the audience. And you can watch this movie at home on Amazon, Apple TV, Google Play, and YouTube here in the United States. So that's Anora right there. So it has some really good rates. The Brutalist. Mr. Johnny Bando says the Oscar belongs to Anora, in his opinion. The Brutalist has 10 Oscar nominations. It has a Metascore of 90% out of 100 from the critics, 6.5 out of 10 from the audience. On Letterboxd have 4 stars out of 5. On Rotten Tomatoes, 94% out of 100 from the critics and 80% out of 100 from the audience. You can watch this movie on Apple TV, Google Play. You have to buy it though. Amazon, YouTube, and Fandango. 10 Oscar nominations. Wow. Next one, A Complete Unknown. It has 8 Oscars nominations. On Metascore has 70 out of 100 from the critics, 7.1 out of 10 from the audience. On Letterboxd, 3.6 out of 5, and on Rotten Tomatoes, 81% out of 100 from the critics and 95% from the audience. So if you want to see this movie, you have to go to the theater. Conclave has 8 Oscar nominations. On Metascore has 79 out of 100 from the critics, 6.6 out of 10 from the audience. On Letterboxd, 3.9 out of 5. And on Rotten Tomatoes, 93% from the critics, 86% from the audience. You can watch this movie on Apple TV, Google Play, Amazon, and Peacock. You can actually rent it. Dune Part 2 has 5 Oscar nominations. It has 79 out of 100 on Metascore, 8 for the critics, 8.4 out of 10 for the audience, and it has 4.4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and on Rotten Tomatoes has 92% from the critics, 95% from the audience. You can watch this movie on Amazon, Apple TV, Google Play, and Spectrum here in the US. Emilia Paris, 13 Oscar nominations. I think this is the movie that has the most nominations. It has 70 out of 100 on Metascore for the critics, 6.1 out of 10 from the audience, 2.1 on Letterboxd out of 5. And Rotten Tomatoes has 72% out of 100 from the critics and 16% from the audience. That's it's a lot of difference right there, right?
Yeah, it's a really big difference. I wonder why.
Yeah. I think it's because of what I said before. I mean, the way they portray, Mexico.
Okay. Yeah. You did mention that. Yeah.
And you can watch on Netflix here in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Have anyone seen this movie on the chat? Let me know what you think. And I'm still here from Brazil. He has 3 Oscar nominations. He has some really good rating.
Yeah, look at those ratings. Wow.
Yeah. 84 out of 100 on Metascore from the critics, 9.2 from the audience. On Letterboxd, 4.3 out of 5. And Rotten Tomatoes, 97% from the critics and 97% from the audience. I think this is the movie out of the 10 that has the best rating.
Wow.
Ratings.
Yeah, that's fantastic. All across the board.
And here in the US, if you want to watch it, you have to go to the theater, the movie theater. Nico Boys, it has 2 Oscar nominations. It has Metascore 91% from the critics, 6.4 out of 10 from the audience. On Letterboxd, 4.1 out of 5, and on Rotten Tomatoes, 90% from the critics, 76% from the audience. The Substance, it has 5 Oscars nominations. 78 out of 100 from the critics on Metascore, 7.2 out of 10 from the audience, 3.8 out of 5 on Letterboxd. On Rotten Tomatoes, has 89% from the critics and 75% from the audience. And you can watch on Amazon, Apple Play, Fandango, and movie here in the US. Wicked. Have you seen Wicked?
No, I have
No.
not seen Wicked. No.
10 Oscar nominations.
Wow.
Yeah. It has a 73 critics on Metascore,
Wow.
8.7.
Really good ratings.
Yeah, 73. 8.7 from the audience on Metascore, 3.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and on Rotten Tomatoes, 88% from the critics, 95% from the audience. And you can watch on Apple TV, Google Play, Amazon Video. I mean, you have to buy it. YouTube and Microsoft. All right, so those are all the 10 nominees for Best Picture. Do you wanna guess? I mean, who do you think is gonna win?
No clue.
No
I would
clue.
have to come up with that. I'd have to guess that as soon as I watch at least most of the films. But like I said, I've only watched 2 of them, so it'd be really difficult for me to guess.
So that was a little blueprint. I mean, kind of give you an idea of who can win.
Well, we know Johnny's answer.
Anor. Okay, so now since we're talking about the best picture, let's see how much they cost to make it and how much they made. So Anora, to make the movie, it cost $6 million, and they made in the box office so far $37.4 million. The Brutalist cost $9.6 million to make, and they made $31.1 million so far in the box office. A Complete Unknown cost $70 million, and they made $104 million so far. Conclave cost $20 million, and they made $100 million in the box office so far. Dune, $190 million budget.
Wow.
What kind of movie can you make with that, huh? With that much money?
Wow.
And they made $714 million so far.
Wow.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Emilia Paris cost $26 million to make. They lost money. They made $15 million in the box office. But that's because it went straight to Netflix. So a lot of people just watched at home.
Right.
I'm sure Netflix made some money. I'm Still Here, which is I think that is the movie that cost the least, $1.5 million, and they made $26.3 million.
Very impressive.
The Substance cost $17.5 million, and they made $77 million. Wicked, $145 million to make, and they made $727 million in the box office. I think it's the one who made the most. And last but not least, Nickel Boys. It cost $23.2 million, and they only made $2.8 million in the box office. All right. So I think we're done with the Oscars. Let me see. Take this out of there. So we have a little break from the movies. I have this segment where I ask kids to draw something. When I was little, I used to love to make a drawing. I used to do like a little like comic books, like a little stories. So I think it's good to see kids being creative.
Right.
So this is Let's see kids creating. So I asked my niece to do a drawing, and this is what she did. So Isabela Belinha, she's 9 years old. She's from Barueri, São Paulo, Brazil. So she did a few superheroes here. If you look here on the bottom right, those are her superheroes. She got the first one here is Little Cindy. Second one, Little Flower. Third one, Little Sweet. And then the one here on the bottom, Little Star. So their superpowers are fly, speed, ultra strength, and they can speak with animals. Their weakness is head pulling. And here on the left, those are the villains. So as far as the villains, she has the little explosion, the first one here, big fire right here, and the second one. Strong guy, the third one. Amoeba trio below strong guy. On the bottom left, we got the crazy monkey and the princess. I don't know if the princess is a villain or if she's just kidnapped. I'm not sure. But anyways, thanks Isabella for doing this. And I also like to say that if you have a kid and you want to share their drawing here with us, just send to us at, I'm going to put it right here, let's see what happens productions at gmail.com. On the subject, just put the let's see kids creating and let us know your kid's name and where you're from and their age. Take this out of there. Let's see what's going on here in the chat. Patricia Valilo says, so cute. And Grace Coutinho, which is my mom, she says, no way, belongs to I'm Still Here. She's talking about the Oscars.
Oh.
Do you like film festivals, Matt?
Yeah, definitely. I've participated in quite a few film festivals as well. I like it because you get to see a lot of films that perhaps you wouldn't have access to. And it's really nice going to film festivals in other countries because it's definitely films that you wouldn't have regular access to.
So I saw in your trailer you got nominated for a few festivals and you won
Several,
a few
yes.
awards. Do you want to talk a little about that? Like
Yeah. So a few of them are here. So we've screened the film in Villavicencio, Colombia. It was one of the film festivals over there. We've also screened it at the Studio City Film Festival in Glendale. We've screened at Latino International Film Expo in Chicago. The other one is called the Festival de Cine Latinoamericano, and that one's in Dallas. And the Capital City Film Festival in Lansing, Michigan. So I've been able to attend most of them, but they were all fantastic film festivals, very well organized, and a lot of the other projects were really, really inspiring, knowing that there's a lot of them were film festivals focused on Latinos, and it's just so nice seeing all the different, whether it's Tejano, Chicano, or Latino filmmakers around the United States. Not all of them were. So, for example, Capital City and Studio City were not Latino focused, but it was really nice seeing all the projects that they had there.
do you watch a lot of independent movies, independent projects?
Yes, especially now more so than before. I do watch a lot of independent films.
And what about international, like foreign movies?
Yeah, but I don't do enough of it. I need to watch more European film, more films from, Korea, um, South America. I don't do enough of that, and I definitely should.
Right. So the reason I ask about film festivals because there are a few film festivals happening this week.
Mhm.
I'm gonna share here. So, actually, I should have done this before. See, I'm learning. I'm learning about YouTube. Let's do it. Let's see film festivals. All right. So FESPACO, it's happening on Ouagadougou, on Burkina Faso. It started February 22nd and it's gonna end March 1st. We also have Punto de Vista, which is in Pamplona, Spain.
Okay.
It starts tomorrow,
Wow.
February 24th, and it ends March 1st. Did I write anything here about those festivals? Let's see here. Didn't. Next one, Glasgow Film Festival, which is starts February 26th and it goes all the way to March 9th in Glasgow, Scotland. And True Falls Film Festival, which is in Columbus,
Columbia, Missouri. Yeah.
Columbia, Missouri. Sorry, I can't. There's something blocking my. Let me see. I took it off. Jesus. And put it back. Anyways, it's here in the United States, and it goes from February 27th to March 2nd on Columbia, Missouri. Yeah, here in the United States. So those are the film festivals happening this week. Do you watch a lot of I mean, I done this thing here, which is to talk about past Oscars. Do you think you'll be good guessing who won
For best
based on
picture.
the years?
For best picture.
For best picture, best director, and screenplay.
No, I mean we could give it a try, but I'm probably gonna be horrible at it.
So let's see what happens. This is a Let's See Red Carpet Oscar edition. All right, so we're gonna start with last year, the Academy Awards from last year. Best director.
Oh, I don't have any options.
Well, I can give you a hint.
Okay.
He's a really well-known director. He has done some great movies such as The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, Christopher Nolan.
All right.
Or Oppenheimer.
There you go. Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer. If anyone in the chat wants to guess, let me know.
This was his first his first Oscar win, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
For best director.
For best director, I think he was. I'm not sure. Best adapted screenplay. I have no idea who it is, so I cannot even give you a hint.
Probably not. It's probably not Oppenheimer.
I'm trying to think. Oh, anyone in the chat wants to guess? Let's see. You can look in the phone, that's for sure. So let's see it. American Fiction. Cord Jefferson was the writer for the screenplay. Best original screenplay. No?
No,
one?
not sure.
All right. Anatomy of a Fall. Atul Harai and Justine Triet. I seen that movie. I liked it. Great acting there.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a little slow, but I liked it. Best cinematography. I think that's easy.
Would it be Oppenheimer?
I think so. Yeah,
Mhm.
Hoyt von Hoytman for Oppenheimer.
Mm.
Best Picture.
Well, you won Best Picture last year.
I think it was Oppenheimer.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
Now it's gonna become a little more difficult
Mm.
because we go back 10 years. 2015. What were you doing in 2015, Matt?
I was in college.
In college.
Mm.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I just turned 30 a few days ago.
Still very young.
Hmm.
So, Best Director, 2015.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it was one of the Mexican film directors.
Iñárritu?
I don't think it was Iñárritu. Was it for The Revenant, perhaps?
Mm.
It was, because I know there was a year where I know that it was Alfonso Cuarón, it was Guillermo del Toro, and it was Alejandro Iñárritu. But I'm not sure who it was for 2015. Perhaps it was him for The Revenant.
That's it.
Yeah. Oh, for Birdman. Yeah. I guess The Revenant came out maybe 2 years after. Yeah, Birdman. What a fantastic film.
I really like that movie as well.
Mhm.
Michael Keaton was great there.
Yeah.
So Alejandro G. Iñárritu for Birdman. Best Adapted Screenplay. I'm not gonna even try.
Yeah, neither am I.
Graham Moore for The Imitation Game. That's a great movie as well.
Mm.
Best Original Screenplay. I'll say Birdman again.
Yeah. There it is.
Alejandro Iñárritu, Nicholas Jacobon, Alexander Denilaris, Armando Bo for Birdman. Best cinematography. I'll say Birdman again. I'm guessing. Emmanuel
Lubezki, El Chivo.
Birdman.
He's fantastic.
I know. Are you familiar with his work?
Yeah, he's phenomenal. The Revenant is one of the best examples of cinematography that I can think of.
Best picture. You wanna guess?
Birdman?
I think you got it right.
Yeah.
Birdman. The chat is dead. No one talks anymore. Come on, guys. Be part of this quiz. The Academy Awards from 2005. 20 years ago.
Okay.
I feel old. Best Director 2005. I'll let you guess first, but
I'm gonna guess that it was. I'm trying to think of what movie was.
I'm gonna give you a hint.
Ray Charles? Was it Ray?
Yeah, Ray Charles was running for the year. $1 Million Baby too.
Okay, so Clint Eastwood must have been one of the nominations for Best Director. I don't remember who directed Ray.
So you think it was the director of Ray?
Perhaps. I don't remember all the movies from that year.
So let's see. Clint
Eastwood, nice.
$1 Million Baby. Next one, Best Adapted Screenplay. I'll say Ray.
Was that adapted?
I think so, yeah. You wanna guess?
No.
Sideways. Oh.
Okay.
Alexander Payne, Gene Taylor. Best Original Screenplay. Do you want to take a...
Ray, maybe?
Ray?
No, maybe not. What is that? Eternal Sunshine of a
The
Spotless Mind.
Spotless, yeah, Michael Gondry, Charlie Kaufman, and Pierre Bishmut. Best cinematography, 2005.
Yeah, no clue.
I'll say Million Dollar Baby. No, The Aviator.
The
Wow.
Aviator.
Robert Richardson. And Best Picture,
The Aviator.
Million Dollar
Million
Baby.
Dollar Baby.
All right, so that was for 2005. We go back now 30 years, 1995. 1995 was a great year for movies. Probably two of the best 90s movies came out that year.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that those two movies are Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction.
All right, that's it. Best director.
Robert Zemeckis, Tarantino.
Good job.
Yeah.
You got it right. Forrest Gump. Best adapted screenplay.
Probably Forrest Gump.
You got it. Eric Roth. Forrest Gump. Best
Pulp
original.
Fiction.
You got it. Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery. Pulp Fiction. Avari. Best cinematography.
Not sure. Forrest Gump.
Legends of the Fall. John Tall. Best
that was
picture.
Forrest Gump. It was Forrest Gump.
You got it right. See, you're doing good. 1995. Whew, long time ago. Now, 1985. This is going to be really hard. We're going to go back all the way to the 40s. 40s, just so you know. I'm just kidding. This is the last one. Best director.
Oh, man.
1985.
What came out in 1984? Was it like E.T.?
No, that was before. E.T. was before.
82 maybe? What about
Top Gun? Yeah.
No, that was 86. 84. No, I'm not sure. Was it a Spielberg film?
I don't think so. Let's see it.
Okay, I would have never guessed that.
Milos Forman. For how you say this? Amadeus.
Amadeus.
Best adapted screenplay, 1985. I'm not gonna even.
No clue.
Yeah. Amadeus, Peter Shaffer. Best original screenplay, 1985. Robert Bentham, Places in the Heart. I gotta watch those movies. I haven't seen.
Yeah.
Best cinematography on 1985. The Killing Fields, Chris Menges. And Best Picture for 1985, I think I know.
Amadeus.
You got it right. And this was the last one for that segment. Are you good with old movies? Do you watch a lot of old movies?
I watch a decent amount.
Because the next segment are the movies that are making anniversary this week. So let's see. Anniversary. All right, let's see what's happening this week.
Wow.
Pinocchio. Pinocchio came out exactly, where is it? 85 years ago.
Wow.
So it's a movie.
I thought it came out in the 30s, but
wow. Yeah, 23rd February 23rd, 1940.
I think this was his first feature film. This feature animated film.
Yeah. It has a 7.5 out of 10 IMDb rate. It's from here, the US. Train Spotting came out 29 years ago. This movie is directed by Danny Boyle, and it has Ewan McGregor as one of the actors. It's from the UK. It has a 8.1 out of 10 rating on IMDb. Have you seen this one, Matt?
No, I have not. No.
The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie came out February 24th, 1969. It's from the UK. It has a rating of 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb. That movie is 56 years old this week. A Tree Grows in Brooklyn came out February 28th, 1945. It's also here from the US. It has a IMDb rating of 8 out of 10. It came out 80 years ago. Yeah, I remember that. Ice Age, the Meltdown. Have you seen this one?
No, not The Meltdown.
It came out 19 years ago. Jesus, that long. In Belgium, that's when it came out first. It's from here, the United States. It has a 6.8 out of 10 rating on IMDb. And last one, The Batman. The premiere was on New York City, March 1st, 2022. It is from here, from the US. It has an IMDb rating 7.8 out of 10. Have you seen this one?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I did like it. Yeah, I saw it in one of the biggest IMAX screens in the country, and that was a really nice experience to watch it because you definitely were able to catch a lot of the elements that perhaps you wouldn't be able to notice if you see it on like a regular screen.
So this movie has a lot of great characters, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite one?
Probably the Penguin.
Yeah. By the way, the series Penguin.
Yeah, it's really good. I haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
I haven't finished it.
So the second one of this movie, it's in pre-production right now.
Yeah, it unfortunately keeps getting postponed for some reason.
Yeah, I guess because of the writing. But this is it for Let's See Anniversary. And I think this is our last segment. I know you must be tired, Matt. Long. We've been here for almost 2 hours. The movies that came out this past weekend. So let's see what's happening. So the Cleaner came out. It has a 49% Rotten Tomatoes critic reviews. No audience reviews yet. Metascore has 52 out of 100. No audience reviews yet. And it has a 6 out of 10 review on IMDb. It's from the UK. It's with Daisy Ridley, Ty Skylar, and Clive Owen.
Okay.
And this guy, the director, he directed Casino Royale, which is my favorite James Bond movie.
It's a really good movie. I think that was 2006.
Yeah. The Monkey. He has 77% out of 100 critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 63% from the audience. On Metascore, 63 out of 100 from the critics and 6.4 out of 10 from the audience. IMDb rating 6.6 out of 10. It's from here, the US. It's based on a novel from Stephen King. It's directed by Osgood Perkins with Theo James, Tatiana Maslany, Ronan Campbell, Elijah Wood, Sarah Levy, and Adam Scott. That's the cast. for that movie. The Unbreakable Boy. It's from here, the United States. It has a 48% critics and 95% audience review on Rotten Tomatoes. Metascore 35 out of 100 from the critics and 1.9 out of 10 from the audience. On IMDb, 5.7 out of 10. It's with. It's directed by John Gunn, with Zachary Levi, Megan Fahey, Patricia Heaton, and Jacob Laval. Now we have Lifeline, which has no ratings at all from Rotten Tomatoes. Metascore, it has on IMDb 9 out of 10. It's from here, the United States. It's the director. It's Feroz. That's a tough name. Alfukaha. I'm sure I'm saying wrong. With Josh Stewart and Judah Lewis. Millers in Marriage, directed by Edward Burns, and it is with Gretchen Mol, Edward Burns, and Elizabeth Masuki. It has a 54% critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 49 out of 100 on Metascore, and 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb. It's from the US. Are you looking forward to watching all these movies, Matt?
There's a few that stood out to me. Obviously, like the rating isn't really. For example, this one doesn't have the best rating in the world, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, sometimes it happened to me many times. The critics and the audience they hate the movie, and I go and I watch the movie.
Right.
I love it.
That's why I try to give some of these films the benefit of the doubt. Absolutely.
I didn't ask. Do you have a favorite genre? You say you don't have a favorite genre, right?
No, not really. I just I thought I didn't like musicals, and then I saw La La Land, and I started liking musicals after that. So no, I just like good films. It could be an animated film, drama, horror. I really appreciate a really good horror film because I know they're very few and far between.
So I'm looking forward to watch The Monkey.
Yeah, that one definitely, especially because it has James Wan as a producer, and I really like his work.
So next one, Old Guy, is directed by Simon West with Christopher Waltz, great actor, Lucy Liu, Cooper Hoffman. They're not doing really well with the ratings. 32% out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. It has no audience review. On Metascore, 31 out of 100. And IMDb rating 5.1 out of 10. It's from here, from the US. And let's go to the next one. The Quiet Ones, which is from Denmark, is directed by Frederick Louis Avid with Gustav Gies, Rita Kateb, Amanda Collin. So it has a 56 out of 100 critic reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, 57 out of 100 Metacritic, 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb. And like I said before, it's from Denmark. And we're done with this. And I'm quite certain that was our last segment. Again, Matt, thanks for being here with us. Do you want to say anything before we go to the audience?
No, I just wanted to say, listen, thank you for listening. I think that the show has a lot of potential. I like all the different segments that you're bringing into it, especially the ones that aren't us interacting, but the ones that you're bringing from the outside. The ride sharing one was fantastic. I wish you nothing but the best, Julio. And I just hope everybody gets a chance to watch San Pablo. Anybody that wanted to join in today, thank you so much for having me.
So let me put it here, the banner, so people who wants to watch the movie, they can send a message on your Instagram. Let me find it here. There you go. At _ Travian. Follow Mr. Matt. Matt, thanks again for being here with us. I know it's a long live and there's a lot of movies to talk about and the Oscars and everything. But
But it's movies. So it's okay.
Yeah, if you love movies, and thanks for sharing your project here with us. And I wish you the best in what's coming next for you. I didn't ask. Are you working on anything right now?
Yeah, I have a few short films that I'm working on, a few short projects here in the States, also in South America. But the next project that I definitely want to take on would be the second feature film. I'm really excited about that one.
So let's make it happen. And this goes for everyone in the chat as well. If you have a goal for this week or for next month or for whatever, let's go after it. Let's make it happen. And let's see what happens. So thank you again for being with us. If you're watching this video after the live, thanks for watching. If you're still here in the live, thanks for being with us. Have a good night and a great week, everyone.
Thank you so much. Be consistent and never stop dreaming. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.